Lebanon Community School Corporation will meet in a regular session at 7 p.m. on August 20th, 2019 at the Lebanon High School in the Herman B. Wells Community Center. This meeting is a meeting of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There will be time in the public participation as indicated by the agenda. Visitors requesting permission to address the board on a specific agenda item should sign in before the meeting starts on a form that's at the board table. The board requests a discussion time limit of 3 minutes on any specific agenda item, and we ask visitors to make one appearance per item. We ask those addressing the board to speak from the podium and state their name and address. Board Policy 0167.3 dictates that personnel issues will not be addressed. Concerns about individual employees of the district should be brought to the superintendent or designee. The meeting site is fully accessible. Any person requiring further accommodation should contact the superintendent at the school corporation's central office. It's been customary to start with the prayer. Mr. Bertrand.
Please join me in prayer. Dear Lord, please be with us as we make decisions on behalf of the Lebanon Community School Corporation. Please continue to be with all of our employees in the school corporation. Please be with all those around the world that serve and protect us for our freedoms. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. The Board of Trustees respectfully request that those guests and visitors in attendance be courteous and silence their cell phones. Thank you. Call order. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mrs. Hutchinson is absent. She's on a business trip, but we do have a quorum. Mission statement.
Lebanon Community School Corporation will cultivate and reach every student by influencing and enriching their lives through the power of education, and do so in a positive and safe learning environment.
Thank you, Mr. Herr. Superintendent announcements and celebration. Dr. Miller.
Thank you, President Wiry. First, I'd like to thank our custodial staff and maintenance staff for preparing our buildings and grounds so well, as they always do, for the beginning of the school year. We met on first teacher day, as we spoke the last board meeting, with our guest facilitator, Mr. Kieschnick, and I think there was a lot of energy that day, and it was a very successful first teacher day, and I appreciated some of the board and their ability to join us on that day. Certainly thank the teachers for their engagement. We also had a great start to the school year for our students. You may have noticed some of the coverage of our community that came out and welcomed the students. We want to thank Mayor Gentry and the City of Lebanon, Jason Lawson, and the town of Whitestown, Lebanon Police, Whitestown Police and Fire, Mrs. Keith, Mrs. Hutchinson, saw Mr. Bertrand there as well, so and Mr. Wiry at the high school with me as well, for welcoming our students back. It was a great first day, and I think a great first week as well, so getting off to a good start this week. I wanted to congratulate Mr. Boyer and the marching band for their 8th place finish at the State Fair, since returning to competition in 2011 at 25th place. They've consistently improved and made the top 16 final round since 2015. This was their highest finish, as I said, so hats off to them and their hard work. And the community came out in force for their preview show. That was impressive as well, so thank the community for their ongoing support of the program. Our career engagement program is starting the year with the largest group of work-based learning students. There are 38 interns this year, and we have 9 cadet teachers this year as we're beginning that program. And we also are partnering with Butler University, giving students the opportunity to actually earn college credit through that student teaching and cadet teaching experience. So hats off to Mrs. Scott and all the hard work that she continues to do on behalf of the students and the support Mr. O'Rourke and the high school administration in supporting those programs as well. I'm excited to get an email a few weeks ago outlining that the Boone County Traffic Safety Partnership was awarded a SAVE grant to support safe transportation for school buses, pedestrians, and drivers. They'll be working in partnership with the LCSC Transportation Department, and what this will do, it will expand patrols for our police officers to actually be following buses and be able to, in real time, address those folks that are making unsafe choices around our bus stops. So very excited about that. And we're reaching out some of the press as well to congratulate our community partners who've written that grant for the safety of our students. So we thank them for that and look forward to that. We've been keeping kind of a tab for the board and administration through the Boone County Mentoring, and through the end of the summer. Pascal just gave us an updated number this evening that I'll share with you. 4,079 breakfasts, 4,224 lunches, for a total of 8,303 meals to our students and families this year. So once again, thank you for that hard work, and makes a huge difference for our community. So thank you for that. I want to bring your attention that WTHR will be here with their kickoff in Operation Football on August 30th. If you want to join me and Mr. Levine and the kids, we'll be out there, about 5:15, 5 o'clock, somewhere around that. Is that when the dunk tank happens? I'm not sure what I got myself into. Is that the time, or is that, okay, so you might see some shenanigans going on that day. So come on out. We'll be there with donuts and
I will be
coffee.
there.
Or
I
if
provide
bring
the lights.
donuts, you bring the coffee.
I provide the lights,
That'd
so
be good.
I'll be there.
So we're looking forward to that. And defending our championship, right, as Operation Football
Mr.
champions.
Bertrand, is that on our insurance?
I'll sign a waiver.
Might need extra coverage on that, I don't know.
I'll sign a waiver. It'll be good. We're working on our homecoming activities, which will happen in a few weeks as well, just not long after that August 30th game. So working on involving our elementary students a little bit higher level this year, trying to get the entire school community on campus. So I'm working on that with Mr. Levine and Mrs. Todder-Root as well. So just look forward to a great homecoming experience. So want to expand that as well. So invite you to take part in that. And finally, just wanted to wish my colleague here, partner in crime, Mr. Tate, a happy birthday. He's spending his birthday like anyone should at a school board meeting. So we appreciate his ongoing support and hard work as well. And that's all I have for superintendent announcements.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 2, approval of minutes for the July 16th regular meeting and the August 2nd special session. I need a motion. A second?
A second.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 3, certify executive session content. We need to certify the executive session for August 2nd, executive session for collective bargaining and initiation of litigation, or litigation that is either pending or has been threatened specifically in writing. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
And second?
I'll second.
Any questions?
I don't think you've been threatened.
That might not be
I
the
don't
right
think we've
word.
been threatened. Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 4, audience to visitors, and we have none signed up. And number 5, employee of the month, Dr. Millman.
Thank you, President Wiry. It's my pleasure to award this evening the first employee of the month of the school year. And this evening, we are honoring Gail Hikela from Central Elementary. She is the team lead for the custodial staff there, and was nominated by Mr. Jeff Mullen. And we have a little narrative to kind of outline her success and her work at Central Elementary, and in speaking to the principal, Alcott at Central, she is thrilled that we are able to award this, as she is an integral part of their team, as she explained to me today on the phone how proud she is of Gail. Says that Gail has a heart for doing the right thing. She cares about her school, her customers, and her coworkers. She thinks through everything with a positive outcome and is willing to apply herself to complete the work in front of her. She has consistently done an excellent job at Central Elementary and receives accolades from all staff. We are very thankful to have Gail as part of our team. So congratulations to you, and you can come forward. We'll present your work. Congratulations. Present Gail with a plaque, and she got a $50 gift card to Walmart. That works too, right?
Yes.
Congratulations to everyone with you, Steve. You'd like to introduce, or you'd like to say a couple words?
I just want to thank everybody. I'm grateful for this. I really enjoy my job here at the school corporation. I love coming in the evenings. I see the kids before we get ready to go, and we get busy.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Millen. And next agenda item is a retirement resolution. Dr. Millen?
Thank you again. We are pleased this evening to recognize John Goodwin in his retirement, and I'm pleased to read a board resolution, which is customary here in Lebanon Community Schools for our retirees, and it reads as follows. This resolution, adopted this 20th day of August 2019 by the Board of School Trustees of the Lebanon Community School Corporation of Lebanon, Boone County, Indiana. Whereas John Goodwin, a professional educator of this school corporation, retired with honor from that position at the end of the 2018-19 school year, and whereas he has, during his distinguished career, rendered skilled and professional instructional leadership to the many pupils whom he has served, and whereas those accomplishments have reflected credit upon himself, the educational profession, this school corporation, and upon our entire community, now therefore the Board of School Trustees does hereby resolve that number one, the most sincere thanks, appreciation, and gratitude are extended to John Goodwin upon this occasion for distinguished and meritorious services rendered, and two, further, that best wishes are conveyed herewith for his continuing health and happiness, that he might enjoy his new career of retirement. And if so adopted on this August 20th, 2019 by the Board of School Trustees, Lebanon Community School Corporation. Welcome me in congratulating John Goodwin on his retirement. I'm sorry we weren't able to work together. We're ships passing in the night, but I've heard wonderful things about all of your long distinguished career. 41 years in Lebanon Community School Corporation, right? 42 total. 42 total, 41 here, correct? And that's great. And so we appreciate it so much, and I hope you come back and visit and continue to support the work here as well in your retirement. Congratulations. I'll let you maybe say a few words.
Well, I wasn't prepared to say anything, but
That would be a problem.
no, it won't be. I'm a teacher. I know how to do this. It's actually not just a retirement for John Goodwin. It's also a retirement. I think this is kind of neat, actually. It's a retirement for the Goodwin family. I came to Lebanon High School. I'm old enough that I come through the old junior high days. And so I came to Lebanon High School in 1963. Graduated in 1966. My brother then came on the scene in 1966, and he graduated then in 1969. My mom started teaching in 1968 or 1969 and taught for like 12, 13 years or so. I came here in whatever it would be, 77, 78. So there's been, for 56 years, there's been a Lebanon, or a Goodwin at Lebanon High School. And I think that's pretty neat. And so it's not just my retirement, it's the Goodwin family. I've thoroughly enjoyed my teaching career. I obviously liked it. I would not have stayed in it as long as I did. I want to kind of relate everybody the note that I sent out to the high school faculty when I left. My class was built around discussion, and I tried to generate a lot of different kind of discussions. And I had a girl who was a transfer from a very well-known and prestigious suburban school who came to Lebanon. And I asked her at one point, how do you like Lebanon? And I was expecting her to give a Kentucky kind of answer. She didn't. She said, I love it. It's much, much better than the school that I came from. I asked her why. And she said, if you didn't fit the profile of that well-known suburban prestigious school, they kind of left you alone and ignored you. You guys here try. You go after it. You try to teach everybody. And we do. And I said in my email, we did it 41 years ago. We still do it. I learned a lot here. There's been a lot of good people here. I hope everybody appreciates what Lebanon has to offer, both as a community and as a school system. It's been a great career. Thank you all very much. Oh, incidentally, sorry, I want to introduce my family over here. My wife Sherry. You can wave or stand if you want to. And then my daughter Allison, who plays golf and will be a senior at Hanover. Also a Lebanon High School graduate, as is Sherry. So we're Lebanon people from way, way, way back. So now I'll say thank you and goodbye.
No pressure.
Get the right picture.
Thank you, Mr. Goodwin.
And seeing as how my daughter is going to be leaving for Hanover tomorrow, and this is the last night, we're going to go out to dinner.
That'll work.
As you should. Thank you again.
Okay, number 7, consider agenda for routine business matters. Mr. Tate.
Mr. Goodwin, before you leave, thank you for teaching my children also. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
3 of the 4 board members had you in class, so.
And look where it got us.
And our kids.
Almost everywhere I go, I expect to see somebody that I know, because I haven't done the math to figure out how many kids I've actually taught, but it's much.
It's many.
And,
It's many.
they're up here, and they're everywhere we go. I think I'm going to see somebody. So thank you.
Okay, consent agenda for routine business matters. Mr. Tate.
Yes, my pleasure to report to the board and the community this evening. Our monthly financial report shows these percents expended as of July 31st. For the education fund, 54.78%, operations fund at 52.46%. At this time, I ask for approval of claims numbered 48943 through 49211. The payrolls dated July 19th, August 2nd, and August 9th. The claims total $2,597,759.22. The payrolls total $1,406,550.39 for $4,004,309.61. Request approval of those at this time.
Okay, I need a motion to approve claims for payment 48943 through 49211 and payrolls for July 19th, 2019, August 2nd, and August 9th of 2019.
I'll make that motion.
Mrs. Keith? Mr. Bertrand? Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Agenda for routine staff matters. Dr. Milne.
Thank you, President Wyrie. We have 3 categories for your board's consideration this evening. Under item 8A and classified staff, we have 5 instructional assistant positions, 1 substitute, 2 custodial positions, and 1 food service position. Names in your background notes. Under certified 8B, Mrs. Outcalt recommends Elizabeth Hobbs for the 3rd grade position at Central Elementary, and Dr. Janet Dye recommends Rachel Wynn for the art position at Harney Elementary. I believe there's some background information as well in your packet about the teaching candidates. We also, under 8C, ECA positions, have 2 volunteer athletic coaching positions for your consideration this evening, recommended by Mr. Levine, girls wrestling and program and football, and a split stipend position for 6th grade boys basketball is recommended by Ms. Scoble. Mr. Dunshee recommends Debbie Brandt as the 7th grade team leader, this 1-year temp position, as we have a current team leader on a maternity leave at the middle school, and Susan Richardson as the middle school Sunbeam sponsor. Mr. O'Rourke is recommending Heather Holman Harrell as the co-sponsor of the high school student council, and Michelle Sweeney as the high school technology coach. That's what we have for your personnel consideration this evening.
Thank you. So if I could get a motion for routine staff matters A through C, to approve staff matters A through C. Second, Dave?
Yeah, second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. I don't know, I guess Doyle, if you can answer. For the 6th grade boys basketball, there are 2 ladies. Is there gonna be a male around for, locker room shenanigans or, to?
Generally, the supervision after school, we use IAs, instructional assistants, for practice times. It becomes tricky when you have female coaches for male sports and male coaches for female sports both ways. So, we try to cover it as much as we can, but there's not always somebody in there.
Okay.
It's tough.
All right, hope nothing happens, but, it's 6th grade boys.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 9, permission to advertise. Mr. Tate.
Yes, this will be our first action towards preparing and implementing the 2020 budget. So I ask for board permission to advertise our 3-year capital projects plan, our 5-year bus replacement plan, and the 2020 budgets for the education fund, debt service fund, referendum debt fund, operations fund, and rainy day fund. Request permission to advertise.
Okay, can I get a motion for allowing permission to advertise this year's budget, or 2020's budget?
I'll make that motion.
Mrs. Key, second? I'll second.
You gotta get one in sometime.
I'd get one. Are any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Wire, I'm going to ask to be excused.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Item number 10, the district calendars. Mr. Martin.
Good evening. I have a packet. Does everybody have the pretty colorful paper that Mr. Tate cringes when he sees all that color printed? That is version A 2020, version A 2021, 2022, Version A of each type is basically the same pattern. We've got a start date of the first Thursday of the month of August. That's a highlight being in the first week. You'll see the difference at version B. So the other issues of that calendar that are of highlight, we leave a full week of fall break, and a 3-weekend Christmas break is there. And I call that a 3-weekend because, do you need a copy? Do you need a copy?
Sorry, I have an older version that,
The date on the current version is August 14th, in the lower right-hand area.
yeah, I've got an older version. I printed it out at home. It must have been
Okay,
attached to
here
an
you go.
older. I can look. Thank you.
So on version A, it's a clean calendar with a Thursday school start for the students. The teachers are back Monday of that week. A full 3-weekend Christmas break. Because we started a couple days early in the year, we have 2 days extra in second semester. You'll see those as kind of a pink color. The Friday before spring break is a day out, and the Friday before graduation is a day out. Before spring break, that's usually a high attendance problem day, so that fits that model. We are off for the two federal holidays of January 18th and February 15th. There are no snow makeup days called out in this calendar. And version A of the next year basically mirrors the same, with the same Thursday start, the 3-weekend Christmas break, and the same basic days out in the second semester. We also graduate before Memorial Day. Any questions on version A? That's page 1 and 2. That's the cleanest calendar. The second calendar, version B, gets more complicated when we start the second week of August. We're missing a couple days of school. It means we have to go to school a couple days of the week leading up to Christmas. So Christmas Eve is the first day the kids are gone. We did leave a full fall break. There are no other significant changes in that semester. Second semester, we come back on a Wednesday for teachers and Thursdays for kids. That's Thursday, January 7th. And that's also not a full 10-day break for teachers. It's 9 days. We have one extra day in that semester. We took it as the Friday before spring break. So again, we've got the extra day on spring break, but there's not a day to give us a day between graduation and the end of school on version that is 2020 beginning. On the back page, the other half of that version B calendar is basically a mirror with the same Monday start date, and all the other dates are the same. Now tonight we're bringing these to you as a preview. We will bring them back to you next month unless you just know what you like and want to just call one out and vote on tonight. But we had a very intention of just being ready to bring those back for you guys to use, mull over, take input from the public, and bring them back if you wish.
I had a question for you. First of all, thank you for doing this very much. I appreciate it. I know it's complicated, very complicated. Have we looked at, and I don't know that you need it on version A, which is what I would lean towards, having a planned e-learning day for professional development? I know some districts around us do that and then add some flexibility into the calendar. Is that something that's been discussed or not?
We did discuss it. Some of the districts went with both types, with planned e-learning day and the emergency day. It was much more complicated to do the emergency day, but the planned e-learning days had much less acceptable to the public. And do you have input that you want to provide on that, or Diane?
I joined this party late on the e-learning track that Lebanon was on, which by the way is one of the better plans that I've seen, and very well put together, and so people should be congratulated for that. And from what I understand, is it was, I think, approved maybe meeting prior to me being approved, was that the first year, the desire was to use them only for makeup days, to try to, get through that first cycle, and students and families to work through it in that first year, and then explore those possible professional learning days down the road. So I think that was the original plan.
Yeah.
Version A right now doesn't have some of the complications, as you can see in version B. I mean, if we went down the version B road, there would be some more need for that, but the way that staff days line up at the ends of semesters and remember too, when you're doing a planned e-learning day, those are designed for staff to be in the
Sure.
building as well.
It seems a
So-
little, I know that others do it, but it's almost double work for the teachers. They're expected to be prepared for professional development
Correct.
and also have a
You're-
lesson and
yes.
be on call
You're
for
right,
their
you're
students.
designing your professional day around your requirement to be available for students, and that gets kind of tricky.
Okay.
So I think the thought process, and I think it was a good one, was to work on getting the lessons delivered to students in this makeup day format, and then discuss potentially in year two, looking at professional days down the road, if it's something that we want to move towards.
And we've been blessed with the number of PD days that we currently have. Some school districts don't have that number of days that they
Yeah.
pay the teachers without students.
And I think, version A is a much cleaner calendar with the clean breaks for Christmas and the other things. But I don't love starting the first week of August, I'll be honest with you, but I looked at other districts around us and those are the start dates.
And I did go
that they're
back,
going with.
Mr. Martin, I did go back, and I think it was around 2013 or 14, when it was a very similar
Yes,
start date.
cycles back.
It cycles back, so once we get to that far early end,
Mm-hmm.
it will rotate back a bit, maybe get a Tuesday start or something like that, or Wednesday start like we've done this year, when it cycles back, so that should be doable in theory.
Yeah.
When this was presented to our administrative team, they preferred version A. When this was discussed with the Teachers Association, they also expressed a preference for version A as well, just for the board's information.
And just to clarify, you've had input from every building, everybody in this.
Everybody has input. We had to weigh the negatives with each of those. For example, a Monday start date is pretty highly argued against by pretty much anybody who works in education, because that first week is awful long, and for the kids too. But also I lost it, that was it.
Well, there was-
Diane, did you want to say anything about the e-learning?
Well, I just want to mention with your question about PD days for e-learning, first of all, the charge we were given by the superintendent at the time was to focus on emergency closing days. So that was our priority.
Right.
Secondly, to give up instructional time, face-to-face instructional time is a huge challenge. Because you can't replace being your teacher. And so we really needed some time to work with teachers, especially at the elementary level, who've only had one for 1 year with the iPad, and they haven't been take home. And to give them a little bit more support and guidance about utilization of Canvas for instructional purposes. We hadn't gone there with the
Yeah.
extent that it requires to do e-learning. So with the expectation at that time for us to get accomplished a plan to focus on emergency, we thought this was the first starting point. And you might remember when we brought it to you all in June, I think it was this past summer, the cover letter, we talked about, this time we really were prioritizing that. Doesn't mean in the future we couldn't think about PD because of e-learning, but we have a lot of work to do before we can consider that. Because we want to protect the integrity of what instruction is supposed to be.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. And I wasn't suggesting that we should. More of other people are doing it. Is it something we've considered? Because no, I think you're right. And I think the plan that all of you who worked on it put in place is excellent.
And even since you all have approved that for us, a lot of action has been taken place. Like the way that we provided opportunities for even during the school year.
Yeah.
Spring and this past summer.
Good.
As late as just before school started. So trying to give them that support. There's more of a sense of urgency about what they're doing now. And the plan tentatively, we have scheduled October 30th to be a practice e-learning day in school. So that the teachers and
Okay.
students, it's like they're going to pretend that they're doing it for real so we can figure out where are our trouble spots. So hopefully before, remember last year we had.
Before the
like
weather hits. Yeah.
You know, hopefully,
Oh, yeah.
we could be prepared for something like that.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
I remembered the one last comment about spring break. Traditionally, when all your kids went through, we were the first full week of April. This is not that week, it's the week before. It happens to now line up with Western Boone, and IHSAA state basketball tournament is the Saturday before the spring break in both of these weeks. So it's lined up to be a quiet athletic week with respect to tournaments. So we happen to be lined up with Western Boone and many of the other schools around the area for the same week, with this week chosen. So if anybody asks about the first full week being the traditional,
Yeah, we were lined up with them 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think.
exactly, yes.
Then they moved forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's better if we can be on the same page.
Any other questions? Thanks for taking the time to put this together. I know, as Mrs. Keith said, there's a lot. It's not just like plugging days. I mean, there's a lot of different things that have to be weighed out, so I appreciate the time and effort that's put in by all on that. Okay, at this time, we need to open a public hearing on the upcoming bargaining of LCSC and LCTA contract. So I want to open that hearing, public hearing. And if there is anybody that wishes to speak, don't all run. Okay, nobody is wishing to speak, then I need to close the meeting. Okay. And we're to other business. I know we have dates, September 17th, it's our regular board meeting at 7 p.m. here in the Herman B. Wells room. Anybody else got any other business?
Yep.
Okay.
Stop arm?
The school police department is processing 6 violations that we've had. The United Task Force, as Dr. Millman mentioned at the beginning, I believe they have written 1 in our corporation, 3 total, and then just about 34 other violations around our schools here in town. That means stop signs, speeding, improper passing in the school zone. So they've been hitting it pretty hard. We ourselves are processing 6, and I think the task force has written 1, so we're at 7.
Thank you. I have noticed that there's been plenty of law enforcement on.
If I may, on this top part, does law enforcement have some kind of grant that allows them to follow the buses to help with that?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's up to them? Yes. Sorry.
No,
No.
you're fine. Anything else?
The building trades house, it has sold.
Have sold that, yes, closed on it, received the funds, and started construction on this school's house. Yes, sir.
Great.
Good.
And did all the teacher spots get filled?
Teacher spots are filled. We are currently in need, I believe, at Stokes, still 2 part-time Title I IAs and a computer lab assistant at Harney. Shaking heads up and down. Got it right. Those are the only 2 positions at this time. Teaching positions are a full boat right now.
Good.
Mr. Wiry, for sake of public record, the minutes need to reflect that the president of the association, Susie Boyd, is here for that public hearing. Please. Thank you.
Get your credit. But you're here.
We had
Any,
yeah, Karen and Joe night tonight, so.
No, this is a no judgment zone, Dr. Dye, no judgment.
any other? Hearing none, we'll adjourn the meeting.